Welcome to my channel, All for Health with Jane. Family, we are still on the Senzo Meyiwa Trial. Lieutenant Colonel Gideon Gows is still on the witness stand, being cross-examined by Advocate Mshololo. In her cross-examination, Advocate Mshololo seemed to be not happy about this information that the cell phone analyst Gideon Gows has brought to court. Advocate Mshololo says this is the evidence that was supposed to have been brought to court long before the trial starts. Now, Gideon Gows says there was no way I could be able to bring this evidence when this evidence was only discovered after the trial has started. Judge Rata is trying to prove to Advocate Mshololo that even law supports them when it comes to new evidence that is being discovered when the trial has long started. It is allowed that if there's any evidence that is being discovered, it can be brought to court. Hence, he has allowed Lieutenant Colonel Gideon Gows to present this evidence to this court. Family, let's listen, let's watch as Advocate Mshololo ends up losing it, calling Gideon Gows to order, saying, hey, you better listen before you answer. Because answering before you listen and understand what I'm saying, it's wrong. That's what Advocate Mshololo is saying to Gideon Gows. Let's listen to this clip to the end, family.
The accused in this court had already listened to the evidence of Kenneth Stein. They had already, Kenneth Stein had already been cross-examined, and the versions had already been put when he testified. And then after that, the investigating officer asked you to conduct a further investigation. Am I correct?
My Lord, I can't answer that. That's up to the court to decide if my evidence is constitutional or not.
uKenneth Stein ufakazileke bamangalela phambi kwale nkantolo balalela ubufakazi bakhe-ke base behlonywa-ke ehlonywa imibuzo-ke kwasemuva kwalokho umphenyi wecala wacela-ke ukuthi wena-ke awenze uphenyo-ke noma-ke usebenze ngalama cell phones uthi cha-ke lapho angeke mina ngibeke isimeko sokuthi ngingaphendula inkantolo ezothatha leso sinqumo leso ukuthi-ke indlela-ke ngithula ngayo ubufakazi isemthethweni noma cha.
Mr. Mshololo, sorry. Otherwise we're going to be running around like headless chickens. Mr. Mgomezulu, you remember you once came with the same submission that I should stop a witness from testifying about an exigency which had already been traversed earlier. You don't remember that? And I quoted you the case which is written by Deputy Judge President Rowland and Opperman to say an investigating officer can investigate right up to the stage where a judgment is supposed to be written. And I actually gave you another case, an example of a case in the SCA where my brother Judge Matopa took part in that case, where I said the SCA was busy arguing, was busy listening to a case which was on appeal. And counsel for the appellant came in and said, the state rather, counsel for the state came in and said, the state has received and recovered evidence which was not traversed in the trial. You remember that case? And the FCA stopped the proceedings and made an order that that evidence must be received. And after it has been received, the case must be brought back. I can give you the citations, 2 cases of full benches. And even yesterday, I quoted the case by Traverso and Van Heerden, which traverses the same exigency. Oh yeah. And I read it. I don't know if Ms. Mshololo was there. And it says, there is a duty on a prosecutor to ensure that all relevant information is placed before the presiding officer. And it must not be left to the accused to do so, meaning even the counsels of the accused. The duty to ensure that justice is done during court proceedings rests on all the officers of the court. It is not a duty which is confined only to the state and the presiding officer. So that's what the law says, not me. So the fact that Colonel Steyn investigated the evidence regarding the accused, and subsequently, as you put it, Colonel House also is investigating the same evidence which was traversed after Steyn has testified and after Steyn has been cross-examined, does not debar this court from admitting that evidence. And I'm not saying that. It's the law that says that. Can we proceed then?
Thank you, Madam. So should I not proceed with
I
that?
never said you should not. I was just telling you the law. You can do whatever you want to do.
Thank you for the advice, my lord. Can I proceed, sir?
Yes.
The evidence that you tendered, that you started investigating in this court, and that we have tendered, from 16, 17, and 18 in those dates when you started testifying in your examination in chief. That evidence was new evidence which had not been furnished to the accused at the beginning of the trial. Am I correct?
My lord, the evidence was found after the trial already started. So how must I give it to the accused beforehand? I can't go back in time to give it to them.
Ubufakazi-ko obethule ngeyi-16, 17 kanye neyi-18 kathi uqala-ke ukwethula ubufakazi-ke bekuwubufakazi obusha okusho ukuthi-ke abamangalelwa-ke kanye nabameli babo-ke ubufakazi lobo abebengenabo bona-ke masephendula-ke uthi lobo bufakazi lobo ubufakazi obutholakele kamuva icala leli seliqaliwe-ke ukuthi liqulwe manje-ke bengeke ukuthi ngihlehliseke isikhathi-ke noma ngiye emuva-ke ngesikhathi ngibanikezeke abameli kanye nabamangalelwa lobo bufakazi lobo.
I'm not
Sorry,
blaming you for
I'm
that.
sorry to excuse me, sorry. Mr. Baloyi, they say the evidence which this witness testified to in court on the 16th, 17th, and 18th was new evidence. In other words, you never gave the state, the accused, that evidence. You ambushed it.
The court will recall that when we postponed the matter provisionally to 2 days, in last week, I think, we indicated that the evidence is already contained in or part of the evidence was contained in the affidavit of Colonel Steyn, it was Exhibit O, and that the witness is building on that evidence. I think we did put it on record that the witness, that the evidence to some extent has been traversed by Colonel Steyn. There is now the communication between the accused. What is new is what the witness has testified about regarding accused number 2 and 5. And he has made it abundantly clear that he only came into the picture after the 4th of September 2023. So he won't know what transpired before then.
But this I understand it. If evidence stays, Colonel Steyn didn't retire, there would not have been any necessity for Colonel Holmes to analyze that evidence.
Indeed.
It's an exigency which is precipitated and predicated upon the retirement of Colonel Steyn. And this witness says, Gininda said I should assist and take over after the retirement.
Yes.
So it's not like this ambushing. Steyn has retired. If he hadn't retired, He's an analyst stage. He was supposed to traverse the same evidence.
Indeed.
Okay. Yeah, okay, fine. But you can make that point and argue it if you think I'm wrong, no problem.
Thank you, my lord. My lord, I'm glad to hear from the state submission that the testimony of this witness is building from the testimony of Colonel State. My lord.
Yeah, what's wrong with
Yes.
that?
I'm not saying there's something wrong. My point is that that evidence which the witness currently who is on the box that is testifying about, my lord, was not available, was not furnished to the defense before the trial started. That's what I've said, and the witness had already answered to say yes, my lord. Can I move on?
No, the witness didn't say yes.
No, my lord, I said I couldn't have given the evidence to them because the evidence was found after the trial started. So I couldn't have given it before the trial started. It's new evidence that was found during the trial.
Mina ke engikushilo angishongo ukuthi ngiyavuma ke uma ummeli esho ukuthi ubufakazi obutholakala kamuva engikushilo ukuthi ke lo bufakazi lobo bengeke ukuthi ngibudlulisele noma ke abameli babuthole nabamangalelwa ngoba ubufakazi obutholakale kamuva nkathi icala leli liqhubeka liqulwa.
But you know what? I listen when I'm in court. This is what evidence I've listened to. The evidence which is in the section 205, hard copies. It was originally downloaded into a disk. Am I correct, sir?
Yes, my lord.
And this disk was given to every one of you here in October last year. Am I wrong?
Yes, indeed. So, in
So-
fact, earlier than that, my lord.
Yeah, fine. Is it August?
Well,
Whatever.
Right at the beginning, when information was furnished to the defense, I think when we gave in October, it was for the second time.
For the second time, you
if
said.
I'm
Yeah,
not
fine.
mistaken.
So that evidence which this witness is testifying about, the section 205, it's only that it is now being encapsulated in hard form, a hard copy, because you said you couldn't download that evidence in the disk because it was incompatible with your systems. That's the evidence I listened to. But if I'm wrong, you can take that point on argument, no problem.
But my lord, can I just put this on record?
Yes, no problem.
That's the evidence that was conducted by this witness and the evidence that has been tendered by this witness had not been furnished to the defense before the trial started.
Yeah, fine.
And thereby, the accused...
Wait. What's wrong now?
My lord, the page that we referred to earlier on is page 41.
Of
This-
what?
Of Exhibit O. This where Lieutenant Colonel Stein testified about the linkages of between the various accused.
Is that the record of the proceedings?
Yes.
Just read it because they're not reading it for everybody.
Well, I'm sorry, it's part of his affidavit, it's not the report.
Okay,
Yeah, but it's on page 41.
right?
It says the heading is links between the targets, and he's showing a diagram of how the communication flew between the different accused.
Okay.
Mshoshe suthi ke ku page 41 ke wesibithi u-O ila uKenneth Stein wafakaza khona ke indlela ke waxhumanisa noma ahlanganisa khona ke abamangalelwa abahlukahlukene noma la leyo diagram leyo ibahlanganisa khona ukuthi ke bahlangana noma baxhumana kanjani.
Okay, yes, can you continue, sir? Man.
Thank you, ma'am. And as a result of that, the accused, specifically in this case, number 5, started conducting this trial when he had not been finished with all the evidence. My lord, I would like to refer this witness to the transcript dated 16 February.
But he says he was not there, ma'am. He says he can't comment because he was not in court.
16 February, I was not in court.
So, I mean, really.
Sorry?
He says he was not in court, and you're referring him to the evidence which Stein apparently testified to in February. How is this witness going to assist the court? By commenting on what?
My evidence, my lord, or is it Colonel Stein's evidence that
I think
don't
it's
know.
better to listen what I'm saying. It would be better to listen. It would be better to listen. I am saying, I'm asking for the leave to this court to refer you to the transcript. The transcript is dated 16 February 2024, page 44, line number 1 to 9.
Yes, my lord.
To answer before I finish even a sentence is wrong.
Family, don't you think that what Advocate Mshololo is saying here, she's also referring to the judge, you know, by saying you better listen, stop interfering, stop interrupting me. As I'm talking, wait for me to talk until I finish. I think she is also referring to Judge Ratha, because when Gideon Gows answered, already Judge Ratha was, you know, on it as well. So she is referring to both of them, especially Judge Ratha. Family, what are you saying about it? I think here this is for Ratha more than being for Gideon Gows. Family, thank you for watching. Let's talk in the comment section. Tell me, what do you think Advocate Mshololo was referring to? I think she was referring to Judge Rathaman to say, hey, Shoops, just keep quiet because I'm not talking to you. Family, thank you very much for watching to the end. Please like it before you leave. Subscribe for my channel if you haven't done so yet. I love you very much, family. Thank you. Bye.